Hi guys, welcome to this new video of Greedy Cave 2. I hope you goes well and let's get started. In this video I will showcase you the basics of the city of Bazatan, as well as every NPC that you can interact with. I think I will do the next videos in English, so the majority of you can understand me. I was doing it in French because it's my main language and I'm most used to it. If French subtitles are requested by some people, I will eventually make them. So let's started with the Timegate. This is the main game mode. In this mode you will progress into floors. Each 10 floors you progress you will have a checkpoint, so you can return immediately to that checkpoint. Each 30 floor you have a boss. You will also notice that you can do runs alone, as well as with a party. So with the latest update now you can just go with 2 people or 3 people. Right here below you have all the drops that you can actually drop from killing enemies or opening chests. Most of the purple and orange stuff will come only from leaders and elite monsters. You have a really low percentage chance to drop them from shining chests, but you know, you can be lucky. You can be lucky. If you do a party run, you actually increase the chance of better drops on monsters and chests. So don't forget that. You will have better drops on party modes. When you do runs at Timegate, keep in mind that you can only sell your white and blue items to the merchant, which is at every checkpoint. But when you are at the checkpoint where a boss is, like every 30 floors, the merchant will appear only after the boss. If you're not sure that you will kill the boss, or you know that you will not be able to, you will also not be able to sell all that stuff because the merchant is after the boss. So keep that in mind when you do runs, especially when you run the 10th floor before the boss. So you will gather white and blue stuff and you won't be able to sell them. So it's a little bit time consuming, but sometimes it's better to do a longer run, like 20 floor or 30 floors, because you will be able to sell all your stuff to all merchants you cross. You will notice that you have a Timegate mode and a hero mode. Hero mode is only available when you kill the 5th boss, Gaia Spirits. I can't tell you much about it since I don't unlock him yet, but he will provide more experience as well as exclusive rewards. Of course the monsters will be more powerful. I think it's the same thing as Nightmare was on Greedy Cave 1. So here we are at the Fortune Wheel, so you can do a free spin every day. You will have to pay for the extra spin you want. It will be 5 gems for 1 extra spin, 10 gems for 2 extra spin, and 20 gems for 3 extra spins. On these spins you can get, usually you will get a lot of gold, but sometimes you can get shovels or purple armor. And yeah, if you are lucky you can even get the gems. Here we are at the Warehouse. So it's basically a storage box. You have two of them in Bazatan, but it's the same one. The second one has just been added for, you know, handiness. So you won't have to travel back to Alchemist and storage box and Alchemist and storage box every time. There isn't many things to explain. You can unlock for sale of the warehouse to increase the storage, but you have to pay in crystals or in gems. Like every time I say gems, it means crystals. I think it's a good thing to unlock some of the cells, because your inventory will get filled really fast. So you can also unlock slots on your inventory. My advice is to unlock some of the cells in both your inventory and your storage box, but don't kill all your gems into that. Just unlock some cells and yeah, you're good to go. Now we are at the ranked board. You will see every players that are on the top. The first rating list is by the stars you're wearing. You collect stars by the level of equipment you have. Basically all your gears will grant you some stars, and the highest level gears you gathered, the more stars you will have. So you can see the profile. So you can see the profiles of every players that are in the top 50. You can see the gears they are wearing, as well as the runestone and rune crystal they wear. You can also see the highest floor they have explored, so you can know the boss they are struggling with. So if the record says 120, that means that they are struggling with Shogun. For the second tab, you have the trophy ranking. Basically, every achievement you do will grant you some trophy points, and this is the final ranking list of these points. So you can see how everyone is doing with that. The third tab is the guild ranking. You can see the name of the guild as well as the contribution. So you can compare your guild with the top ones and see how everyone in the guild is contributing. You can't see the individual contribution, but still give the total contribution. The fourth tab is the Abyss ranking. Here you will see the guys who dive the deepest on the Abyss and the fastest, actually. You will have the ranking based. The first ranking is based on the floor. The deepest you go, the highest you are ranked. And if multiple people have dived onto the same floor, they will be ranked by the time they used to get there. So the quickest you are, the better you will be ranked. So this is the event panel. You will have the new events like we just have in Christmas and the New Year events. So you have multiple events, and you also have the duration time, so you know when it will end. You can click on every event to see the details. So if you click in the Space-Time Shock, you will be rewarded when you kill some specific monsters. I don't understand yet why sometimes they are counting it or not, because clearly I've killed more than one Undead and it didn't count. The guild model event will reward you to your contribution to the guild. So if you have done the 3 contribution, you will receive the 3 rewards. It's always nice to have more free crystals. So if you're not on a guild yet, I strongly encourage you to find one and do the daily guild quests so you can have free crystals. The total logging event will just reward you by logging you into the game. So yeah, it's free. It's basically free rewards. So you can have a skill potion and 2 free spins on the fortune wheel, which is nice. The warrior certificate will give you your first crafting material. You will craft the learner ankle boots at the blacksmith with these materials. You only have to kill the troll to get the amethyst you need. The newcomer event will reward you once when you buy from NPCs of Bazatan. So you have to buy once on Black Market, use the big wheel once, enchant one gear, buy from Cuisine, and the Bazatan's Asylum event will give you 2 free revives. So make sure you don't waste it. It's you can see it's an ongoing 107 days, so it doesn't refresh often. Yeah, so make sure you don't waste it. The final event is the Abyss Explorer. It's refreshing once per year, which is kind of strange, but okay. It will reward you every time you beat 10 floor in the Abyss. So at floor 10, 20, 30, etc. you will get 1 reward. The first one is 50 gems, which is kind of nice. And as you can see, you have some good rewards after that, but yeah, I think you will have to be a very higher level to get these. Like you can see, the required level is 31 for this item. Yeah, 32. Yeah, it's high level stuff. This is your mailbox, so every time you will actually buy something from the shop of the game, you will have a notification here. Every time the developers of the game have a server update or maintenance, they will notify you by this mailbox. You will often have a compensation for the maintenance of the update server. The secret order button can be used when developers of the game actually give you some secret code, like they did for the Christmas event. So on their Facebook page there was a secret code. Oftenly it will give you some gems and gold, and if you like or follow their Facebook page, you might be randomly picked to get free crystals each week. Now we are heading to the Old Lady, which is located at the north of Bazatan. She will let you buy two things. First, you can buy physical modifications to your character and even change your name if you want to, but you will have to pay in gems, so I think it's really pricey for what you get, so I don't recommend you to do that. Secondly, in the cuisine, you can buy interesting buffs, only usable for your next adventure. Therefore, they will not carry over it. So a good thing to do is when you plan to do a big run is to buy all of the 6 buffs, since each group of 2 is stacking, and by doing a long run of like 40 floors you will be able to progress faster than doing the last 10 floor of your progression. For example, in one run I was able to go from level 20 to 22 and got 2 purple scrolls and 1 orange scroll, but it was before the devs update the drop rate. So it's a really good deal for only a few gems, and you can actually buy them in tickets by using these trick tickets. And when it comes to the buffs itself, you have 2 buffs. There is a little and a big buff for luck, a little and a big buff for gold, and a little and big buff for experience. Since you have now the NPC Butler, I don't think the buff for gold dropping is really useful, since the Butler will mine gold for you. So I really recommend to buy the luck buff and the experience buff. On the black market now, this old man looking like a magician more than a black market merchant is selling you some random pieces of equipment based on your progression and character level. In the early game I didn't really buy something from him because it was really pricey for what you got, but now the Butler has been added. I sometimes buy it some gold items, but I still think it's really expensive for what you get. In your guild tech you have a talent which reduces the cost on the black market NPC when you buy equipment with gold, so it could be useful to upgrade that talent on your guild tech. I don't know if you can drop purple or orange items from buying stuff from him. It never happened for me, but who knows. You could also buy materials to enchant your equipment, but like the random pieces, it is very expensive for what you got. And yeah, I don't really recommend you to buy anything from this man if you are low in gold or in gems, because I don't think it's worth the value you put in. The enchantment crystal you find here depends on your progression level, and I don't recommend you to buy it here because you only can buy it in gems, and you can easily find them from disintegrating gears at the blacksmiths, from nothing else than gold items instead of gems. The rest of the items could be found easily in the cave, except for the potion, which can be used to reset all your skills, so you can start on a fresh new skill tree. And I think it's actually one of the best deals this man has to offer. That Alchemist is a pretty useful merchant situated at the south of the city, since it offers 4 things to do. First, you can freely get rune crystals, which is abbreviated by RC, and rune stones abbreviated by RS, just by waiting until the timer indicates 0. From right to left you have to wait every 12, 36 and 24 hours to get 1 for free. You have the level of the rune that you can obtain written on the screen, and this is a pretty useful functionality, so don't miss to dig every time you can. If you have authorized the notification from the game, it will notify you when you can dig, so don't forget to do it when you can. You can also use shovels that you have won on the fortune wheel to dig here for free. but I don't recommend using crystal for digging because most of the time you will have far better deals in the shop of the game. The third tab will allow you to convert 2 runes of the same level in one other random rule of that level. I think it's cool to have this feature, but it's not that useful for now. Maybe in the future I will need it to change my build completely, but for now I almost never use it. The second functionality you have here is to sacrifice 4 runes of any level to upgrade the level of a 5th rune placed at the center. I can assure you that you will use this functionality a lot because you have to make space in your storage box and in your inventory. So this is a way to be efficient on managing your space in the bag. So if you don't use your runes, just upgrade them. Instead of 5 items, you will end with 1. When you upgrade a rune, it will not acquire a new effect, but it will reinforce the one which is already in it. As you can see, the level 1 and 2 runes they're not that different on the number, but the level 3 and 4 could really make the difference in your build if you're able to create level 5. I have one rune level 5, but I messed up because I thought it was a power rune, judging by the symbols, and actually it was something else. So I was pretty disappointed. I make it too quickly, and yeah, that was bad. The last option in the Alchemist NPC is to craft your runestone and your rune crystals into your equipment rune slots. It is purely luck that decides if you got them or not. For now, I have never seen an equipment that allow 3 rune stones and 1 rune crystal, but maybe it's reserved to special set of items, or maybe a special upgrade or something like that we could make later in the game. Basically, all you have to do is to drag your equipment on the left and then apply the runes. It doesn't cost anything to put runes on and off. You could decraft them when you want. And yeah, so for now it's free to do it. So feel free to try various type of builds. One thing to remember is that you can't have multiple runes with the same name on the same equipment. Like if you have 2 slots on an equipment, you can't have 2 HP runes crafted in it, even if they are not the same level. So we are moving to the daily quest system on the Bulletin Board situated at the north of the town. You will have various quests to fulfill daily and a progression quest, which will stay there until you complete it. It's often a boss to slay or flow progression. The daily quests are often about slaying X time the same monsters, golden touching 2 items, and sharing the game by social media, which you can easily do by creating new blank account on one of them and just sharing basically to no one. This board will be your main resource of crystal daily, so be sure to complete some of them when you can. Once a task is completed and the reward taken, it will be replaced by another one, but the reward will be a bit less interesting. On the trophy tab, you can earn trophy point and gems by completing various achievements like upgrading your character's level, or using X time a pick on the walls, or discovering X time secret chambers, etc. And that is all for the Bulletin Board. This is the Blacksmith. I'm sure you nailed it, right? This guy is by far the most useful NPC of the town. It will let you upgrade every attribute of your equipment for gold and another golden pieces of equipment to sacrifice. The equipment you put on the left is the one which will be upgraded, and the one you put on the right will be destroyed. You can see that it is the same as Greedy Cave 1, it has a success percentage. So if this percentage is based on the difference of the value between the two equipments. If you put level 20 weapon on the left and the level 5 armor on the right, it will result on a very low chance of success. By doing the opposite, you will certainly have a 100% chance of success, but it will not be worth it for you. So most of the time you will have to bet on a 70 to 80% chance of upgrading. It is not perfect, I know. The second option lets you change permanently one attribute of a piece of equipment for gems. After every try the price will rise up, so I don't recommend you to do it at all on early game. Yeah, I can advise you to wait until level 20 or 25 to really use it. If you're spending money on the game, it is okay for you to spend some gems here. But for free-to-play players, yeah, it's really costly. When you upgrade an equipment at more than +5, the cost will not be in gold anymore, it will be in gems. So I recommend to free-to-play players to only go to +5 equipment and not to max. And having a boost of like 10 or 15 to an elemental defense is not really useful. It will not change the fact that you win or not against the boss. So I don't think it's worth it. Remember that you can only change one of the attributes of your equipment. So once you have chosen the one you want to change, you will not be able to change any other attribute you have. So choose wisely, because the other lines will stay the same forever. Now the disintegrating functionality of the blacksmith is really interesting because it lets you gather some materials to create the weapons on your purple and orange scrolls. The materials you get here by disintegrating depends of the level of the equipments you disintegrate. So yeah, when you disintegrate materials like level 20, you will have the materials to create level 20 or like 25 purple and orange weapons. You have a max limit of disintegrating object, but it's like almost 20 items. The fourth option here is where you can create your purple and orange items from the scrolls. So you drag the scroll on the left and it will show you the materials you need. If you have all you need, it's in white or gray, and if you have not, it's in red. It will tell you which material you need. Once you have all the materials, like here, you can buy the gold prices and find your new items on your inventory. The fact it will have some rune crystal slot or runestone slot will be completely luck. So yeah, good luck on that one. As you can see, I have 0 on this one, so it's completely random based. So this new NPC could do two things for you. It could mine gold for you, so you have a level of gold mine and a level of rune mine. So by clicking on the collect button, you will earn all the gold that the butler has mined for you, which is the number on this last line. You can upgrade each mine you have by paying only gold. Now mine is, I think, level 7 or 8. You could upgrade it pretty far, and I really recommend you to upgrade the gold mine as soon as you can, because it's really important to your resource management in the game. You have still one condition to increase your mines. It is to have kill some bosses or reach some floors in your progression. So as soon as you fulfill the condition, I advise you to upgrade your mines, especially the gold one. You have also a speed up function that lets you actually speed the gathering process of the Butler for 5 hours, but the resources you have to sacrifice for this are too valuable for me for now, so I never done it. If you have ever done it, you can let a comment for me to know the difference on what you get. So for the rune mines, it is exactly the same as the gold mine. You can upgrade it. You will have the information at which speed the Butler will gather them. And if you upgrade the mine, he could store and mine more runes per day. It's also only cost gold, but I think the gold mine is very more worth it to upgrade. And exactly the same as the gold mine, you can speed up that gathering process by giving some gold items. But once more, I think your gold items are too valuable for just sacrificing them here. I really prefer using them at the blacksmith, either for disintegrating or for upgrading. So this is all for this NPC. Here we are in dungeon because I haven't any other footage of on the city. I almost never gold craft materials, so I can't bring them back to the city. So we are here in dungeon to see this functionality because it functions exactly the same, except that in dungeons you pay in mana and in town you will pay in gold. But it's the only difference between the two enchant tables. So with this enchant table, what you can do is you can use the materials you find on dungeons and by killing monsters too, and even by pickaxing on the walls. So first you drag the equipment you want to craft on the left, and after that you drag 1, 2, 3 craft materials, and you will see on the bottom left that you have some percentages with colors and some attributes. So it will tell you what chance you have to actually have this new attribute on your equipment. By stacking multiple of the same attributes, you will increase the percentages to have it, but the actual number you will get is also random between two limits. And you can see that each time I had a new craft material, the amount of mana needed is increasing or decreasing. So it's the same in the city with gold. You will pay more gold when you try it with 3 craft materials. The next functionality is the guild searching. If you have no guild, you can click on the guild icon and the guild searching interface will appear. So what you can do here is to search for a guild ID and apply to it, or you can apply to one of the guilds you see. You can also create a new guild, but it will cost you some crystals. You can also refresh this list by scrolling down the list, so it will refresh it. And as you can see, some guilds have actually a condition to enter to apply. It's based on the stars you have. You know, the stars, when you equip gears on yourself, it will grant you some stars based on the level of your equipment. You can also see the guild tech level of this guild, and you can also see its contribution. And you can also see how many members are already in it. So if you apply like this, by clicking by apply, if the recruitment of the guild is open, you will be immediately accepted, I think. And after that, the name of the guild will be displayed just under your name. So now, when you go to the guild tech, you have 2 different things. You have this guild tech right here, where each time you accomplish guild objectives, you will earn these little coins that you can use here to upgrade your guild tech. Upgrading this guild tech will let you upgrade your talent. So by leveling your tech level, your guild tech level, you will be able to level up all of these talents, depending on what you have choose to upgrade in your tech level. I haven't recorded, but the bulletin you saw on the right when I entered the guild headquarters is actually the location where you can grab your guild coins when you accomplish the guild objectives. The guild objectives are located in your tasks tab. When you see your inventory, the second tab is the tasks tab. So be sure to accomplish them. They are not so long to accomplish. So what I do daily is that I accomplish the guild objectives, but I don't accomplish the other ones. So I lose a little bit of gems. But yeah, I find too long to accomplish the daily objectives. So here we are on the shop of the game. You have 3 different tabs. The first, the crystal tabs, is the shop one, where you can spend real money to have the gems. So if you're not a free-to-play player, you should already know this tab. The second tab is the chest one. It's really an interesting one because every day you have 3 abyss key for free, and sometimes like you have the 10 gems deal. I always buy them because I think it's important to have at least level 3 and 4 on each rune slot on your equipment. I don't recommend to buy the others because they are really expensive, especially for free-to-play players. Make sure that you don't miss that pack of 3 abyss key. The third tab is the stamps one. If you pay the $5 pack for 30 days, you will have each day 50 gems. I think it's a good deal for players that doesn't spend a lot, so it's a constant income of gems. So this is the end of this video. I hope it was helpful. I have made all the video records a while ago, so some are not with the latest updates. So I really hope this one will help some of you to understand the mechanics of the game. I know I didn't talk about the Abyss mode because it will be the subject on a whole video on itself. Please be patient for this one. Okay, so thanks guys for watching, and I see you on the next one. Bye!